Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and we begin today in the hands of the Animo Archon. And the reason we're here is because I now have a 10-pole ready for the permanent banner. And, personally, I don't see any purpose in saving the, Acquaint Fates. The Intertwined is a different matter. Those I will be hoarding. Because, well, limited banner characters tend to be better than the permanent banner ones. Certainly true for the 5 stars. And at the moment I don't want Mualani. Kazuha might be interesting, but I do not have enough wishes to guarantee him. And, well, it would be nice to get Bennett. I do not want Xinyan, and I also don't much care for Kachina. Besides which, we'll be getting her for free anyway. So, probably not wishing on either of these banners. And certainly not wishing on the weapon banner either. So we start today's episode by seeing what we can get for 10 pulls off of the permanent banner. Would be lovely if we got another 5-star, but nowhere even remotely close to pity for that. No 5-star, oh well. Blood-tainted greatsword, not a bad weapon for a pyro or electro DPS. So, primarily either Razor or Diluc would like that weapon, assuming you don't have any 5 stars, and assuming you don't have the Serpent Spine either. I see. Not even remotely what I was hoping for. Not even sure that would be good for Noelle. Let's see if we get another 4-star. Nope. I was genuinely hoping for another character to add to the roster. Energy recharge. Yeah, the problem with this, if I were to throw it on Noelle, after damaging an opponent with an elemental skill, has a 40% chance to reset the skill. Problem is that Noelle's elemental skill is a shield. And while you can do damage with it, I think, if you're literally standing on the opponent when you do it, ending the cooldown instantly doesn't actually help Noelle all that much. Sure, having her shield ready again quickly can be helpful, but it's not really a be-all, end-all thing that improves her over much. Then we can get another Acquaint Fate. And since we're here, why not? Well, I guess there's my answer. The reason why not is lack of value in it. Well. Wishing can be rather disappointing. Oh well. Now then, it's time that we continue the Liyue Archon quest. So, we're going to have to pay a visit to Tartaglia, it seems. And I'm forced to wonder, where exactly did he get the Sigil of Permission? It was a rather significant plot point, which permitted me to do all sorts of things that normally would get me murdered by the Adepti. Yeah, the usual... No, reaction of the Adepti for a lot of the stuff I did would have been to murder me. More than once, they were angry with me, and then paused when they noticed the sigil of permission. So having that sigil made a huge difference to how well all of that went. Again, making me wonder why exactly Tartaglia had one. And why he was willing to give it to me.
You finally returned. How was your journey to Jueyun Karst?
Complicated.
I see. Huh. Moon Carver, Mountain Shaper, Cloud Retainer, Conqueror of Demons. Some of these names have never come up in the intel the Fatui gets hold of. As a returning gift, I too have information for you. Regarding the Archon's passing, the Liyue Qixing's response really has given me food for thought.
Oh?
They've announced that, as the true killer has not yet been found, they are not allowing anyone to pay their respects to the Exuvia. They've even gone so far as to try and cut off information. But with the Rite of Dissension and all, even the Qixing isn't able to keep a lid on things.
Exuvia?
It's common knowledge in Liyue that Rex Lapis is also an Adeptus. The Geo-Archon is also the god of contracts, and is also known as the Exuvia, prime of the Adepti. The mighty and illuminated Adepti of today all signed contracts to protect Liyue way back then.
So I was more or less correct when I supposed that Rex Lapis is kin to the other Adepti. He is the highest among them, but he is one of their kind.
Guess that explains why they're all so focused on Liyue's well-being.
Naturally, they both have the responsibility and the aptitude for the job. If the ruling Qixing became unable to perform their duty properly, the Adepti have the right to take corrective action. The Geo-Archon's spirit has risen, so why would the Qixing hide his vessel? Truly suspicious.
I agree. Something is definitely not right here. And it further complicates the matter of my innocence, now doesn't it?
Oh, right! He's the whole reason we came here! If the Liyue Qixing has locked up Exuvia and won't let anyone near, then our quest to find the Seven is already over.
Well, our quest to find Rex Lapis seems to be over. But we still have the Archons of the other nations. There are 7 of them, after all. We've met Venti, and he proved unhelpful. Now Rex Lapis seems to be gone, so that makes our next course of action... well, try to figure out how to get to the next region, the next nation. Ay ay.
Oh? You're trying to find the Seven? And just why might that be, pray tell?
It has precisely nothing to do with you.
Nice answer. A knight that gets duped by the Fatui would really be no knight at all now, would they?
Or else a noble knight who simply does not expect other people to be duplicitous. It is a common failing to expect the same honor that you yourself have of others. A tragedy for many knights, alas.
But I can help you with that too, you know.
Really?
Really?
Give me some time. Time to find someone. Someone who can help you break through this stalemate. Truly fascinating. The harder they try to silence the situation, the greater the chaos that erupts. If you want to be around to see it all come crashing down, best you stay alive until we next meet, yes?
Well, staying alive, certainly. Certainly was part of my plans. Yep, but now we need to wait until the following day. It occurs to me that we do have a quest to go and speak to the Catherine of Liyue. The Catherine of Mondstadt sent us. And so, since we're already waiting, I might as well unlock the fast travel point here and go and talk to the Liyue Catherine. Let's see what we have on the battle pass. Again, not buying into the battle pass this time, so we can only expect a quaint fate, not the intertwined variety.
If you press a leaf between dry sheets of paper, you can make an attractive and handy bookmark.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
I can also claim adventure rank reward here. And we had Memory of Roving Gales. A level up for Animo Traveler. A constellation for him, indeed. Not so useful, as I don't intend on using Animo Traveler ever again, but I'll take it all the same. Looks like we're getting small pieces of Brilliant Diamond, all the way to Adventure Rank 30. Oh well, one step at a time.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
We have a letter for you, Catherine of Liyue.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
I believe this is for you. Indeed I am. No, I did not. In fact, I was told not to open the envelope. Such was the advice of the Catherine of Mondstadt. It was the other Catherine. Yes. Surprisingly, it is used to ascend people like Eula and Jean. Don't have either of them at the moment, so not much use to me, but eventually dandelions can have their uses. I have some experience, yes. Okay. That's another minor detail resolved. Oh, and I get a Shrine of Depths key from Mondstadt from that, too. Interesting. Let's go grab the... of the land amidst monoliths. Okay. Now we need to wait until tomorrow. Let's go the full distance just to be sure. Not sure it needs to be the full 24 hours, but it certainly doesn't hurt anything to go a bit beyond. And I think I'll wait a little longer yet again, just so that we're not doing everything in the middle of the night. I do love the fact I can actually see Fontaine from here. Okay. Time to return to the bank.
Keep up.
And see if we can't find Tartaglia and this strange person that he believes can assist us. flights of stairs. Looks like Tartaglia's not waiting for us on the outside, so we'll have to head in, I guess. Feels a bit like walking into enemy territory. I can't help but notice that all you Fatui wear masks. Very strange habit of yours, I must say. Ekaterina.
Welcome, friend of child, and congratulations on the first day of your illustrious career with the Fatui.
I don't consider child a friend. Nor am I particularly interested in joining the Fatui.
You sound remarkably sure of yourself. Remember, we are mere mortals. Our ideas are fluid like water. Only the Tsaritsa truly has a will as solid as the permafrost. But back to the matter at hand. Child tells me that he has upheld his end of your agreement.
What agreement? Oh, the thing about him helping us find a guy?
Correct. Child promised he would find someone to break the stalemate, and the Harbingers do not break their promises lightly.
Ah, where is that guy anyway?
Child is currently at Liyue Pavilion.
Liyue Pavilion, you say?
Oh, Paimon knows this one. There are two styles of cooking in Liyue, known as Li style and Yue style. They have been competing for centuries, but neither has emerged as the clear winner. The flagship restaurant of the Li style is the Liyue Pavilion. The owner especially chose to open the restaurant at Feiyuan Slope so they could compete face-to-face with the Shinue Kiosk, which is the flagship restaurant of the Yue style.
Trust you to only know these sorts of things. Things that help you fill your belly.
Don't talk to Paimon like that! Anyway, Paimon's hungry. Let's get moving.
I see. Farewell, archaic lord. Interesting. Now we leave the Northland Bank and see if we can find Child at the restaurant Liyue Pavilion. Kind of annoying load time, but oh well. Ah! Looks like we don't even need to visit the restaurant. We found him already.
Aha, you made it. As promised, I have found someone who can help you. Someone who can solve the mystery of why the Liyue Qixing would hide the Geo-Archon's vessel.
So, where is he? In Liyue Pavilion?
He certainly is. Come, I'll introduce you. I took the liberty of setting up a business dinner, as per the Liyue custom.
That is well then, I suppose.
Welcome back, sir. You honor us with your patronage. Mr. Zhongli is awaiting your arrival in the room you booked.
Zhongli. Ah, there he is.
Hi. Allow me to introduce Mr. Zhongli, consultant to an organization known as Wangsheng, and a trusted associate of the Fatui.
Quite a bit to unpack in that little statement. Associate of the Fatui. But before that, what is the Wangsheng that he mentioned?
Indeed, Wang Sheng's line of work can be sensitive at times. Let's just say they understand when discretion is needed. And we, the Fatui, have always been glad to do business with friends who walk in the shadows.
Walk in the shadows?
It is an honor to meet you. I have heard tell of you from Mondstadt.
Oh?
Discretion? Shadows? Is Wangshan some kind of business involving dealing with people?
Indeed. It is as you have guessed. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor organizes burials. We ensure that those who pass on do so in peace.
Huh?
Did you think he was some sort of hired killer? The Fatui calls many such people friends, but the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does not dabble in such business. Well, ostensibly.
Ostensibly. That leaves much room for interpretation, you realize.
Well, they are still... I shouldn't say too much. In any case, I brought you to meet Mr. Zhongli because...
Because I can bring you to see Rex Lapis's vessel.
What?
Don't be so surprised. Sure, the Geo-Archon's body has been squirreled away by order of the Tianquan Ningguang. But first, let's hear what Mr. Zhongli has to say, shall we?
Rex Lapis may be the prime of Adepti, but he is ultimately an Adeptus. Many Adepti have left us over the millennia. This is the inexorable trend. The times have changed. You must have felt it too when you were at Jueyun Karst.
That is true. The Adepti are staying away from Liyue. But is it also true that the Geo-Archon is also an Adeptus?
Archons go by many names. The god of contracts, the god of commerce, the warrior god, Morax, Rex Lapis. Is the idea that he also has the title of Adeptus so strange? As you have seen, the time of the Adepti is ending, and the time of mankind is slowly dawning. In years past, Liyue's tradition was that a huge memorial service be held to mark the passing of every Adeptus. But this time, the Qixing have made no attempt whatsoever to respect this tradition. It is sacrilege.
Well, they do have a deicide to deal with. Perhaps they feel it best to apprehend the murderer before they begin funeral proceedings. It would be best to capture the perpetrator as soon as possible. Possibly even to submit this criminal as a sacrifice to be sent along with the departed Geo-Archon. An offering to his departed soul, if you will. And they can't very well make that offering if they have not captured the murderer. So perhaps they are simply postponing the matter until they have caught the killer.
Yeah, the killer hasn't even been caught yet.
Deicide or not, the concern of the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is this. When the ritual to receive this god is so kingly, it is all the more egregious for his final send-off to go unattended to. Traveler, Child has told me a lot about you. Since you have had dealings with the Animo Archon, could I ask you to help me prepare the Geo-Archon's last rites?
I accept your invitation, though I would say that Child says too much and presumes too much.
A wise decision. The Tianquan Ningguang has forbidden anyone from accessing Rex Lapis's vessel, which of course you would need to access if you were to achieve your goal of meeting all of the 7.
Precisely. Only by participating in the rite of parting will you be able to see the form of Rex Lapis again.
It seems that I have no other choice. Very well.
If we are agreed, come with me. We will speak of the details as we walk.
I imagine this will be a rather complex matter.
Alright, my bridge building work here is done. Turned out well, didn't it? You can go if you want to. Don't worry about me. I might just have a few more drinks. And get acquainted with these things they call chopsticks in the meantime.
So, you most definitively are not a native of Liyue. Nor even a regular guest if you don't even know how to use chopsticks.
My, chopsticks truly are difficult to use.
To be fair, I'm not exactly expert in the use of chopsticks myself, so I shan't criticize over much for that. Now then, we have a conversation to hold with Zhongli. Ooh, it's dead of night all of a sudden. It was bright and sunny in the inn. Or at the restaurant, more aptly. Let's make it daylight again. Okay. Now, Mr. Zhongli.
After having experienced the land of the absentee Archon, traveler, how does it feel to know that our Archon and Adepti are here all around you in Liyue?
I don't really like either of these answers, if I'm being honest. I would think it ill to flat out say I prefer Mondstadt. Rite too. A resident of Liyue. I will say, I'm still quite taken by that view of Liyue Harbor that we got on our way in. So I shall say it is the better place.
Indeed. The weight of 3,700 years' worth of history runs deepest in the true divinity of Liyue. Organizing the rite of parting should prove to be an enlightening part of your travels. Liyue is the most prosperous of the 7 nations, defended by deities and ruled by the Qixing. As such, the diplomatic maneuverings of the Fatui have gained no purchase here. Ningguang of the Qixing has always been on her guard against the Fatui. That is in all likelihood why Child wants to make use of the Wangsheng funeral parlor's connections.
What would Child get out of us doing the rite of parting anyway?
I neither know nor do I wish to know. As far as I am concerned, the Fatui are merely financial sponsors. I only wish for Liyue's traditions to endure. These are the advance funds that Child has provided. If you use them up, you can go to him to apply for any subsequent funding.
Wow!
The less that we need to rely on him, the better.
Well then, let us be off. The first step in our preparations shall be to obtain some prize Noctilucous jade worthy of a deity.
Noctilucous jade, you say? Very well. I presume, Zhongli, that you know where we might procure such material, and hope that you would be a better judge of it than I. Shito. In English, that's very close to being an exceptionally unfortunate name.
Welcome to the Jade Mystery, my good friends. Would you like to try your luck betting on Jade? This could be your lucky day. It's cheap and it's fun, and who knows, you just might strike it rich.
Betting? No, we're here for... what was it again?
Noctilucous Jade, of radiant grade at the very least.
Radiant grade, Noctilucous Jade? I see. You're not a tourist. My apologies. I have some here for your perusal. What do you think? The Jade Mystery is an old name in the jade business. Just look at that wonderful quality. Rex Lapis doesn't often bless us with such finery. Go on, pick whichever one you like.
These 3 pieces really do look pretty. Not like the ones you usually dig up. But how do we pick? Should we just grab one and go?
What do you think, Mr. Zhongli?
Oh? You want me to decide? That is fine as well. If it were me, the answer would be simple.
Oh? And that would be...
I'll take them all, boss.
Really?
Oh, you act with such panache, good sir. I always knew you were not a man of ordinary caliber.
Oh, wait, boss! That one didn't count! We need to discuss it again! Hey! If we only need one for the ritual, aren't we wasting 3 times the more if we buy them all?
It would be a waste twice over. Again, on the one hand, spending Tartaglia's money has an amusing bit of karma to it, but on the other hand, having to go back asking for more does not sit well with me.
Oh, Mora. It is as you say. I suppose I overlooked this particular aspect of the transaction.
The monetary aspect, you mean?
Huh? How do you not think about Mora when buying things?
If one must always consider Mora before acting, then in all things one is bound by Mora.
What?
All Mora is currency, but not all currency is Mora.
What?
It seems that we're going into a bit of philosophy. Talking of economics as well, at a certain level, I suppose.
Is this how the rich live? Well, he knows a lot about big money, but not a lot about big savings.
No need to waver. Even when I am constrained by Mora, I have ways of working around my limitations. Evaluating the quality of Noctilucous Jade is indeed very tricky. As crude ore, there is little difference in texture, lustrousness, and internal pattern between good and bad jade. Only after the item made using Noctilucous Jade has taken shape will you be able to see whether it is up to par or not. If you return to those crafty merchants to quibble, they will counter by saying that your crafting bench is to blame, or that your heat control was poor.
Whoa! To think it's that easy to get cheated!
But there is a way to truly evaluate this jade, and a true insider would know it. A fool sees the pointer and misses the moon.
What does that mean?
If you point at the moon with your finger, a wise man knows that you are pointing at the moon, while a fool will only see the finger. The patterns, the facade, these are all the finger. Noctilucous Jade is a mystical stone used to light up the darkness, and so its brightness is the important thing. It is the moon. Noctilucous Jade of excellent quality would have superior pyroaffinity. In other words, the bluer and brighter the luster of the ore under high temperature, the higher its quality.
I suppose I should have expected you to be an expert in these matters, but, well, that is precisely why you were hired for the Wangcheng funeral parlor, is it not?
I have imparted the priceless secrets of the jade trade to you. Now, all that's left is to put it into practice.
Priceless, huh? Paimon's just said that we might never be able to use it again. We're back to buy some rocks, boss. But can you let us burn them first?
Burn them? You can't do that, my friends. If you were to do so, what would I have to sell?
Could you grant us some small samples of the material?
That would... well... fine. As you wish, then. How about this? I can take a small sample of all three. I'll take a bit of a loss. We'll count it as a friendly gesture.
Don't worry. I know the rules. As long as we can prove that it is good jade, you will not take a loss.
All right. Take these as samples. I've carved them off with a knife and tagged them to boot.
Very thin samples, apparently.
Aren't these too thin? Even paper's thicker. No, even a bug's wings are thicker. These are almost see-through.
You certainly went to a great effort to be stingy.
Oh, you flattered me, but I have to be gentle with these rocks. They are my pride and joy. If I'd taken off even a bit more, it would have killed me.
But wouldn't something this thin go poof if we held it to the fire?
It can't be helped. Trying to deprive a merchant of his profits would be like forcing a ravenous wolf to vomit up the food in its stomach. Nonetheless, under the right conditions, these thin slices will serve.
What sort of conditions?
While we add the high temperatures using pyro, we can use hydro to reinforce it from within. This way, the samples will not disintegrate immediately.
Oh! Oh, sir, to think you were this learned. Thank you for your understanding.
Strictly speaking, asking for samples when we have not yet agreed to purchase the goods is unfair. Trade in Liyue must be based upon fairness.
Well, guess we just need to find a place to try this out.
How about the kitchen at Shanling's place?
You mean at Wanmin Restaurant? As long as we do it when she's not in.
That would not do. It is a place where people come and go. They would be endangered if the elemental reaction were to get out of control. We cannot take such a risk.
Oh, Paimon remembers! We once saw this big pot down at the Dada Upa Gorge in the camp of the hilly churls from the Meaty tribe. It's real sturdy and should be able to take the elemental reactions. Now, let's pack those samples up and make a move.
So it seems that we were expected to have already done Shanling's little story quest in Mondstadt. Well, it should still be waiting for us. And we'll be able to take it on whenever. And I will, of course, get around to it. But for right now, we are strictly following the main Archon quests. The primary story beats. Going through Razor's questline.
It has been a long time since I last set foot in the Nation of Wind. A friend of mine from Mondstadt would always bring a few bottles of locally brewed dandelion wine whenever he came to visit me in Liyue. It must be said that the famed liquor of the land of pastorals is far better than Sumeru's frigid snake wine.
Interesting to hear your thoughts on the matter. But as I was saying, it was a bit of a departure to head to Wolvendom and do Razor's Quest. One which I no longer have the time for. So we will continue in Liyue. Without further digression.
What? It looks like the hilly trolls are still using it. It's a bit impolite, but we gotta cut the line.
And shroud.
Okay. This looks like a bit of
There's
overkill.
still soup in here. These hilly trolls sure have big appetites.
Seems like a bit of an overkill, don't you think? Using this gargantuan pot just to test a handful of slivers of stone. Well, it's our lab now.
This soup looks like it could be used as our hydro-elemental protection. Let's fire it up and begin our experiment. We're ready to go. Paimon will help remember which one of the three is which. Use pyro to keep making the pot hotter until we get the results we need. Mr. Zhongli said that the shinier and bluer the ore gets, the better it is. So, pay close attention.
Well, gonna have to rely on Guoba for this, I guess.
Into the fire.
Oh. Okay, looks like we'll need to summon him again.
Nice and spicy. Whoa!
Nope.
That light came from the first Noctilucous Jade.
Nope.
Hilly trolls are surrounding us again. Were they attracted by the light? Such nosy neighbors. Let's take care of them and continue again after.
Okay, would you stop interrupting me?
Yeah. I'll uproot you. Keep up.
Yeah, not having a shield can be annoying for an archer like Tainari. Yeah, okay. Let's get Shanling with Guoba again.
Nice and spicy. That light came from the second Noctilucous Jade, didn't it? More hilly trolls. They don't give up, do they? Looks like they're mad that we ruined their food.
Well, to be fair, would you be all that pleased with somebody who broke into your house and kicked over your pot when you were making dinner? Not that I have much sympathy for hilichurls, but still. There we go.
Oh, that's bright! Too bright! That was the third Noctilucous Jade, wasn't it? It was so much shinier than the rest. Let's go with that one. Let's head back to the Jade Mystery to buy some jade, shall we?
Indeed we shall. Yes, going back to what I was saying before. The emergence of Natlan, the final release of it a few days ago, has forced me to change my plan. I was intent on doing a somewhat more leisurely exploration of Genshin. But, well, with Natlan fresh at hand, I'm going to need to speed things up a little. So, main story, first and foremost going forward. At least until I complete Natlan. Then I have the freedom to go back to my own pace. we return.
You're back, my friends. I've kept the goods for you. Which of them would you like?
Oh, hold on. It was the third one. It was the brightest, I believe.
Exactly! That's the one Paimon remembers too!
No problem. If you have your eye on this one, you can have it.
Then we'll take a box of the third type of jade.
Done. All the same, and pardon me for asking, but I'm curious. Whatever do you need this much top-quality Noctilucous jade for?
I suppose it would not hurt to tell you. We need them to make implements for the rite of parting.
Parting? Oh, dear. I'd heard the rumors, but had given much thought to them. This means that Rex Lapis really is... Oh, it's hard to believe. Even though the Jade Mystery has been in decline, we have always been under his protection. It is said that when our Lord lost his way while going incognito in the city 200 years ago, it was a spoon from the Jade Mystery that he had used to sample the local delights. Alas, all things must pass. Well, if this is to be used to say farewell to Rex Lapis, then I shall sell this to you at half the price.
Are you sure? You didn't want to even give us an inch before.
If not for our Lord's protection, this city wouldn't exist as it does now. No proprietor could earn money off such a thing.
I'm sure Rex Lapis will feel your sentiment, boss.
In the safe hands of the Liyue and good honest merchants such as yourself, I for one believe that Liyue will continue to prosper as it always has done.
Some might almost take those words to be sacrilege, but all the same, let's not get ourselves down just yet. The doom of Liyue is far off yet.
All right. Thank you, my friends. What's with me getting all sentimental like this? I'll practically be giving away all my fortune at this rate.
Now that we've made our choice, let's take this Noctilucous jade back.
Hey, wait a minute. He said it was half price, not that we could leave without paying.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to do that too. Let me see. As I thought, I didn't bring any.
Any what?
Mora.
Mora. My apologies. Another oversight on my part.
What a strange take on the value of money. Going wheresoever you please without any.
Oh, that won't do. This isn't some small sum. Oh, wait. Didn't Child give us some advanced funds earlier?
Yes, I do believe I still possess them.
That's a relief. Have a look, boss. Is it enough?
It's fine. Just enough for half price. Though, to be honest, it'd be all right even if the sum wasn't quite enough.
Well, it's settled then. Let's take this jade to Yujing Terrace. That's where we plan to hold the rite.
Look at you bossing everyone around. You didn't cough up a single Mora.
It seems that we've burned through our funds. So, if we need any more Mora, we'll have to return to Child, I suppose.
It seems that we must. I will keep that in mind. Thanks, both of you.
Kind of interesting that you're a little scatterbrained when it comes to Mora. And yet, a local expert in the extreme when it comes to the ore trade. To the point of knowing trade secrets. Kind of an odd combination. Not knowing the value of Mora. And yet, well, being an expert in other crafts. It certainly is an interesting dichotomy, isn't it? Well, to Eugene Terrace. To set aside our... our jade. Although, now that I'm thinking of it, how exactly is it safe for Aether to go back to Eugene Terrace at all? It's not as if the Qixing has stopped hunting us.
Keep up.
But I suppose that is a minor matter.
We can leave the jade here. I have already called for a jewelsmith to shape them into the implements that we will need.
And have you already arranged the payment of this jewelsmith?
Ah, yes. I have yet to go and see Child. So, as for the jewelsmith's remuneration...
Fingers crossed the Child will reimburse us. Aye.
Guess we can't do anything else. Also, is this where we're doing the rite of parting?
Yes. I have already rented this location, and have begun making preparations for the rite.
I would point out to you that the rite of dissension took place here too. So we're simply going to reuse the crime scene?
That's right. The Liyue Qixing have acquiesced to using the same location.
But when something this big happened here, should suspects like us really be at the crime scene? We might get caught by the Millilith.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who considered that possibility.
Although with that said, since we got back from Dwayne Karst, none of those pesky Millilith soldiers have come chasing after us. Wonder what that's about. Also, the, Rex Lapis vessel...
The Exuvia.
Traditionally, we call it the Exuvia.
Ah, right! That's what it was called. You seem to know everything, Mr. Zhongli. So, was this Exuvia hidden away by the Qixing? I mean, we haven't even figured out who the murderer is.
One must think that they already have someone in mind. Or perhaps they already know. Surely they must have found all the evidence that there is to find here.
Matters still seem to be going rather oddly, wouldn't you say?
These things are for the authorities in Eugene Terrace to consider. Trying to help would probably only add to their troubles.
How so?
Before the rite is conducted, the Exuvia will be kept temporarily in the Golden House.
Golden House?
Quite the ostentatious name, don't you think?
The only mint in Liyue, which is to say the only mint in Tevat. All the mora that flows throughout the world is minted there.
Wow! Oh, no! Paimon wasn't thinking about anything bad. Paimon thinks it suits Morax.
Well, the currency is named after him. So, him being stored where it is minted makes some sense, I suppose.
But why do you know this, Mr. Zhongli?
Since the rite of parting has the approval of the Qixing, it is a semi-official event. As such, there is already some limited information available.
The Qixing provide the location, and Child, who is the agent of Snezhnaya, provides the funds. There must be some ulterior motives here, though I don't know who is more suspicious.
Perhaps each has their motives. But this is the capital of commerce. A little exploitation once in a while is not unacceptable. In Liyue, where the god of contracts reigns, only contracts may not be betrayed. I, for one, have no issue with little maneuvers outside their remit. Well then, we should go and prepare the perfumes used in the rite.
Perfumes? Where will we Do we buy them?
No. Perfumes used to honor the gods must be freshly decocted. The quality of the silk flowers we require is also special. Silk flower petals contain a fibrous material of good quality, often used in brocade making. Its scent, however, is most elegant, and is especially suited for solemn events, like giving offerings to gods and adepti.
It's time for Zhongli's lectures on high society again.
We shall not speak of the details right now. Follow me. We shall go to the merchants to purchase our ingredients.
Very well. Not like I have any real say in this matter. Zhongli is the local expert, and we defer to him in all such matters. And we get a glimpse of the Jade Chamber. Looks like our objective is down there. Looks like it's under this level. Yes. I don't know why a florist is down here, though. Out of the sunlight and all.
Hey, boss, do you sell silk flowers here?
Silk flowers? We certainly do. Which kind would you like?
Which kind? The good kind? The best kind? Remind Paimon what kinds there are again?
Why are you asking? Why don't we simply hand this off to our local expert? He is standing not 3 feet from you, after all. And it is the entire purpose of him being here. To answer such questions, and to also, well, provide the shopping list in its entirety.
Ugh, you ignorant shoppers. Always coming in here with your stupid questions.
Golden Housemaiden, Valley Weaver, and Fate's Yearning. One of each to start with, if you don't mind.
My goodness, this gentleman is quite the connoisseur. You two must be his servants. Please refrain from any further attempts to contribute.
I would say, well, guess I had it coming, but I'm not the one who made the error. I shouldn't have let Paimon do the talking. As for me being Zhongli's servant, now that does need some clarifying. I am the honorary knight of Favonius, hero of Mondstadt, he who battled Storm Terror. I am not a mere servant.
I'm sorry? Ah, yes. We've met before, haven't we? Sorry, traveler. I shouldn't have spoken to you in that tone. Now then, please peruse at your leisure. Do let me know if you have any further thoughts.
Silk flowers exhibit different properties based on how their environmental conditions differ from their ancestral habitat. Nevertheless, these are fine specimens, excellently preserved. Just look at the abundant foliage here, and these stamens, glamorous as a maiden of the Golden House. This strain is an evergreen, and mostly grows under complex hydrological conditions. By contrast, this variety thrives in any dark, damp location, often in large clusters. Morphologically, it is distinguished by the profusion of petals and densely packed stamens, though its powerful scent gives it away just as easily. Lastly, this strain is quite the recluse. Unlike its exuberant cousins, Flowers and foliage are minimal, and when in season, it has a subtle yet enduring scent. It was first discovered by the ancients when they scaled the mountains in search of the Adepti. Silk flowers have all but disappeared from the wild today due to geographical changes over Liyue's history. Most are not grown by horticulturalists.
Wow! A true connoisseur. Most of that was news even to me.
I possess but a smattering of trivial knowledge. My traveler friend is the one to watch. They are on track to set foot in every corner of the world.
That might be a feat, but I'm still an ignoramus on horticulture.
Oh, Mr. Zhongli, you're way too humble. So, which silk flower did you want anyway?
I'll take them all, boss.
Again?
How can I put this? When purchasing opera tickets, it is natural to decide based on which singer has the most melodious voice. The same logic applies when purchasing a pet bird. But this silk flower purchase is not an analogous case. The same logic does not apply. Perhaps you don't know. Tradition states that we should decoct perfume from different subspecies of silk flower when making an offering to a statue of the seven. Rex Lapis will then make his own choice between the scents. Like several other tedious and complicated traditions, this one has become simplified over time. But this is the only rite of parting to take place for one of the seven in 3,700 years. As such, I do think we should honor tradition down to the last detail in this case.
I know for a fact that the Raiden Makoto died 500 years ago. Therefore, it's proof to me then that Liyue at least did not hold a rite of parting for the Electro Archon. I wonder, was that because outwardly A assumed her sister's position, and many simply assumed, as they were twin sisters, that there was no actual, shift of power? The Electro Archon never perished? Interesting if true.
Now that's settled, a question. Do you have any Mora on you?
That again?
You forgot to bring money again?
I see a...
Zhongli.
I see a pattern emerging here. By this point, I'd be more surprised if he did remember.
If I may interject, did I hear you say that these flowers are to be an offering to the Lord of Geo himself?
You did.
Yes, in a sense.
Gosh, well, why didn't you say so? I heard the awful news about what happened at this year's Rite of Dissension. It would be bad luck to say it out loud, but I've been worried about our dear Lord ever since. I'm worried that everything I've heard is true. Since these flowers will be used to glorify our Lord, they're free of charge. Just don't forget to pass on my regards.
Are you serious?
How very generous of you.
Why wouldn't I be? I would be nobody if not for Rex Lapis. If he hadn't written those poems in praise of my wares, they'd only be worth a fraction of what I can sell them for today.
Hold on, Rex Lapis himself wrote poetry concerning your flowers? High praise indeed if an Archon himself deigned to comment upon your work.
So much folklore here revolves around Liyue's deity making cameo appearances in support of local businesses.
Thank you, boss. I think I speak for all of us when I say that your generosity has saved our skins.
Our skins? You were the one who forgot to bring money.
Please, it's the least I could do.
So, now that we've got the flowers, how do we make the perfume?
Ideally with the help of an expert. Unfortunately, none of my acquaintances have personal experience in the art of decoction.
Talk about first world problems.
Hence, I need you to help by asking around in the city. Try the common folk, especially women.
So this time we get to go around town looking for nice-smelling ladies to talk to? Paimon likes this job.
I will wait for you near the Statue of the Seven. Meet me there when the perfume is ready.
These.
Maybe we can find some good candidates at the Adventurers Guild. Let's ask Lan. She's master of the Liyue branch, right?
I could not help but notice Zhongli said the Statue of the Seven. Obviously, we are looking for a statue of Rex Lapis, but it strikes me that there are several of those within Liyue's borders. And therefore, there could be a number of locations that Zhongli was referring to. In theory, at least. I would assume he was referencing the closest of all of the statues of the Seven to Liyue Harbor itself. There would be little point in wandering far afield. Scent of spring. I wonder if she has any knowledge of decoction. It's getting late again. Let's change the time. Alright. Hello, Lan.
Lan, we need to ask you for a favor.
I stopped accepting commissions a long time ago. Sorry, you two, but you'll just have to ask another adventurer.
Oh, it's not that kind of favor. It's just a teeny tiny thing.
Would you happen to know how to make perfume? Or, better yet, would you know anyone who knows this craft?
Wow. Just wow. Do I look like the kind of girl who wears perfume to you? I think you're underestimating the kind of person I am.
Well, Paimon thinks you smell amazing. So come on, Lan. What's your secret if not perfume?
Now that you mention it, yes, there is something. What is that scent? Oh, it must be from the Genshin flowers I picked on the way back. I forgot I still had them with me.
Aha! The truth is out. Lan's got a soft spot for wildflowers.
No, they were for medicinal use only. Anyway, this is a pointless conversation. If you want to know about perfume, try talking to Qiming.
The fortune teller, right? Paimon remembers she smells pretty good. Thanks, Lan. See you around.
It strikes me that I haven't met any of these people yet. Not on this account. And yet Paimon and the Traveler seem to know them. Curious. Alright, Qiming.
Hello. How may I help?
We've come to ask you a question.
Do you know how to make perfume?
Perfume? I rarely think to use it, let alone about how to make it myself. That said, some of the cosmetics I use are scented. Perhaps that's the cause of this confusion. Since I usually set up my stall by the docks, I avoid perfume like the plague, because Celestia forbid those lusty sailors catch a whiff and come hunting for the source.
That's the worst thing Paimon's heard all day.
Quite.
While we're on the subject, have you never heard anyone mention Yingar's homemade perfume?
Yang air? Oh, as in scent of spring, Yang air?
Yes, that's her. Many a rich family's daughter has gotten her to make perfume for them. Apparently, her homemade product is better than anything you'll find on the market.
Great! This is just the intel we need. Finally, we're getting somewhere.
Yep, I was distracted by that little boy running toward the camera. His eyes were boring into my soul. Ay, well, Yingar. Or Yingir. Look who it is. Passed you by just a little while ago.
Well, hello. You found me at last. I've been waiting for you.
What? How did you know we were coming?
Oh, I heard a rumor about a couple who were snooping around town looking for a sweet-smelling lady. Actually, I was starting to worry you wouldn't find me. This is the ultimate test of my appeal, after all.
Snooping around? Why are you making it out like we're bad people?
What can I say? People love to talk. Maybe you ought to be more discreet in the future if you don't want word to get around. Relax. I know why you're here. You want to get your hand on my homemade perfume, don't you? What kind would you like?
A bespoke triple silk flower variety in particular.
3 in one go. My goodness. You have extreme tastes for someone your age. Maybe the rumors I heard were true after all. You're on the prowl and need some sweet-smelling ammunition? Is that it?
It is for the rite of parting. For Rex Lapis.
Is that the best you could come up with? Even if you were genuinely offering perfume to a deity, that doesn't explain why you'd need 3 kinds. Sorry, your story just doesn't hold water.
Zhongli was right. People don't remember this tradition anymore.
As one of my favorite poems goes, "O cherry tree, begrudge not thy blossoms as they are deflowered in the spring, for come winter, even thy sturdiest wood shall wither."
That went over Paimon's head a little.
In short, I'm happy to help. Traveler, you can be my assistant, but you'd better make sure I'm the only person on your mind while you're hanging around with me.
All right then.
So, where is a good place for making sweet, sweet perfume?
How about the kitchen at Shunling's place?
You mean Wan Min Restaurant? Good choice. Let's go.
And nearby too. Looks like she beat us to it.
I've had a word with Chef Mao. We can start work now. Are you ready to please me?
What did you say?
I meant make me proud, as my assistant, obviously. While I'm setting up, you can go and fetch some water.
Okay.
Should I save this money?
Round the back, it seems. Yep. Another book to pick up.
Try something new at the Wan Min Restaurant.
Okay, looks like we have the water.
This water will do nicely. Now, I need you to extract the silk flower essence using a crafting bench. Perfume making uses an altogether different technique from alchemy. Here, let me teach you. Very carefully, take hold of the mortar and pestle. Gently does it. You need to keep your wrist firm so your hand doesn't slip. Now use your strong hand to stir it with a persistent rhythm. Keep going until the juices start to come out.
Yes, I get the idea. My, the innuendo on this one.
You're a natural, like a fish to water. Now take these and try it out on your own using a nearby crafting bench. Don't forget to do all three. They look visually identical during the essence extraction process, but I will put them into separate containers when the perfume is ready.
Looks like night crept up on us again. And there's enough, as mentioned, innuendo going on with Yingir already. We don't need to add the allure of nightfall and the release of darkness to make this any more, we'll say. Yes, we'll use that word, more, and leave it at that. Okay. That's all three.
Wow, this is some exquisite silk flower essence. On to the next stage, the most important one of all. The essence is placed into water and simmered over a low heat until most of the water has boiled off. You must take care to control the heat during this process. If the temperature goes too high, it will affect the scent. So please focus on controlling the heat. This is the final step. Don't waste a drop of that essence now. We want all of it in there. All three perfumes are ready, and you, my friend, were a wonderful assistant. A testament to the lengths you will go to for romance. It's so rare to see nowadays.
As I told you, this is for the rite of parting. For Rex Lapis. Not for my own personal use.
Anyway, shall I give you a brief overview of each scent? It might just help you match the right scent to the right occasion.
Paimon wants to hear this.
This first one is sweet as candy, straight out of a fairy tale. Younger women will love it. The second one is for those with more refined tastes, the first choice for daughters of high society. Finally, the third one has a soft but lingering scent, like a mist that captures the last light of dusk. Mature women adore this one. All clear? Don't get them mixed up now. You'll ruin the mood.
Thanks for the advice,
Good.
I suppose.
Be sure to come visit if you ever need help with anything, okay? I'll leave you with some parting words. One who tries to sail 3 boats simultaneously should be careful not to go overboard.
I see.
Come and hang out with me at Scent of Spring sometime, okay?
Let's take these 3 perfumes over to the Statue of the Seven. Mr. Zhongli's probably been waiting a while.
Indeed, that did take a bit longer than expected. Ah, so that's the statue he was referring to. If there were a statue within the city limits, within its walls, that would have made the choice much easier. but I shan't complain.
We've brought the perfumes, Mr. Zhongli. Did we take too long? You were just staring up at the statue.
Oh, you're back. Don't worry, I haven't waited long. Compared to the watch that Rex Lapis's statues have kept over Liyue, this was but a brief moment.
Well, how can a person compete with a statue?
That is true. Well, have you brought the perfumes?
3 sets, and not one less.
Thank you both. Let us offer them up.
We will offer first the Golden House
This is the first
Maiden.
kind of perfume. Miss Yinger said that it's sweet as a dream, and it's liked by younger ladies.
Next,
This
Valley
is the second
Weaver.
kind. It's got an elegant smell, and the daughters of high society love it.
And last, Fate's
The
Yearning.
third kind has a gentle but lingering fragrance. Something like the dusk mist. And it's a favorite of mature ladies. Oh, what was that?
It seems that Rex Lapis is fond of this one.
That's the one older ladies like, right? Does that mean that Rex Lapis is actually an older lady?
Perhaps.
No.
Perhaps. Rex Lapis has taken on countless forms. Perhaps that really was one of them.
What a shame. We only got to see the giant dragon form, and... Let's hope the Qixing can catch the real killer.
We can leave that to the authorities. Let us focus on the fond farewell for Rex Lapis.
It makes one wonder once again, what are the ulterior motives of Child and the Qixing?
So, we finished another step in our preparations. What's next?
Next, I would like the two of you to help me borrow the cleansing bell.
Cleansing bell?
At present, a friend of mine named Madame Ping is the guardian of the cleansing bell. She lives near Yujing Terrace. If you ask her, she will know what to do.
Sure, but aren't you going to come with us?
Ah, I have certain reasons why I cannot be there in person. Please, do this for me.
Man, why has he gotta be so secretive this time?
Could it be that you do not wish Madame Ping to recognize you? An interesting quandary, that, Zhongli.
I apologize, but I won't be able to come with you this time. Once you've acquired the cleansing bell, meet me at Yujing Terrace.
Very well. We've been at this for a while, so I think I will... well, call the episode here. We've done quite a few errands with Zhongli so far, and it looks like the errands will continue on the next episode, though we draw closer to the rite of parting. If you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like,
If you
comment,
press a
and
leaf
subscribe. No, Tenari left just too long, my bad. Don't forget to check out my Elden Ring Let's Play. And as always, have a good day.